Oh yeah, we have to talk about the weather. We have a cold front racing through the area right now, kicking up some heavy rain. Nothing is severe right now, not even seeing any flash flooding, just some heavy rain and some very gusty winds. Here's a timeline of when you can expect this in your backyard. In Rosenberg, this line approaching in about 7 minutes, at least the heaviest of it approaching. You're probably already starting to see some of that rainfall. In Sugar Land should be there in about 20 minutes. So that's when you're going to be seeing some heavy rainfall come down, some gusty winds come through the area. Let me zoom into a couple more spots and show you what we're dealing with. If you're planning on stepping outside right now in the Woodlands, you have some heavy rain that's knocking on your doorstep. This stretch of 45 is looking rough right now in Conroe. Heavy rain coming down. Now the good news is that these storms are moving very fast, so that's really reducing our risk of seeing any kind of flash flooding. It's going to hit you and it's going to move on. Should be along the coast a little bit before lunchtime today. Seeing breezy conditions across the entire area right now. Sustained winds out of the south, close to 30 miles per hour in spots. So if you have small objects in your backyard, you might want to pick them up so they don't blow around and end up in your neighbor's yard. Now here's the good news. The severe threat has already come to an end for parts of our viewing area where the winds are coming out of the north. That's bringing in some dry, some cool, in other words, some stable air. So we're not concerned about severe weather up in the Brenham area in Huntsville or even in Conroe now that the winds have shifted back out of the north. And same story for Katy. As the front races down along the coast, the primary threat is going to be damaging winds. The temperatures are ranging all across the board. We're talking about mid-70s along the coast, yet northwest of Houston, our temperatures have already dropped down into the mid-50s. This line of storms getting out of here by the second half of the day. Much clearer conditions tomorrow and cooler temperatures for your Monday morning, back down in the 40s. Another system coming through midweek, bringing even cooler temperatures by the end of this week.
Meteorologist Lindsey is standing by looking at our forecast, and looks like there's a line of storm that may be rolling through. Tornado threat kind of diminished a little bit now.
Going way down, Jose, but we did have a tornado last night up in the Willis area, and it caused some damage to trailers, to a business up there. It was up in Montgomery County. I want to say thanks to Christopher Clark for sending this picture in, showing some of that tornado damage. Just a crazy scene that's depicted here. And if you ever have a weather picture, by the way, go ahead and send it to me on Facebook or Twitter, or you can send it to our main Fox page. We always love seeing your pictures, and it gives us a better idea of what's actually going on out there. Right now, we have that line of storms racing through. The severe threat has come way down. The tornado threat basically ended. Right now, our primary threat is going to be damaging winds as this line of storms races toward the coast. You're going to get some heavy rainfall as the front passes your area. But the good news is that this is such a fast mover that we're not really too concerned about flooding right now. Could see a couple areas with some minor flooding, but just because it's moving so fast, it's not really bringing much concern in the flooding department. We have very gusty winds on our hands this morning. These are actually sustained winds coming out of the south at 32 miles per hour right now in Angleton. Now here's the good news. Where you see the winds coming out of the north already, that's where the severe threat has come to an end, because those northerly winds are bringing down drier and cooler, or in other words, more stable air. But where you see the winds coming out of the south, you still have that threat to see some damaging winds as the line races through your area. Through the rest of the day today, the storm chances will be going down after lunchtime, holding on to about a 50% chance of rain, mainly at the coast at noon. And then by 3 p.m., rain chances down to about a 20%, just a lingering shower possible at that time. And at 5 p.m., rain chances down to a 10%. I just had a viewer say to me, hey, I'm about to go out the door for church right now. Is it okay? Well, if you're northwest of Houston, already starting to clear, just bring an umbrella because you might see some lingering showers. But if you're along the coast, the heaviest has yet to come to your area. We're going to talk about all of this and about some of the cold air that's coming back in the forecast, so stick with us. Got to talk about that forecast because we have a cold front cutting through the area right now, dropping some heavy rain. Let me time it all out for you and show you when it's going to be in your area. It's actually approaching the Houston area right now. Should be here in about 15 minutes, so you can expect some very heavy rainfall, some gusty winds. We're also talking about this system moving down toward the Bel Air area within the next 8 minutes or so. It will eventually make its way down along the coast. I would say by the late morning hours it'll be there. Not seeing anything severe with this right now. We had a report of a tornado tornado last night up in the Willis area. It happened around 5 o'clock last night. Now the tornado threat has come way down. As a matter of fact, I'm not anticipating to see any tornadoes with this line of storms, perhaps just some gusty winds and damaging winds. That's going to be the primary threat as this storm system races through. But here you can see it coming down hard in Harris County and Montgomery County. The Woodlands is starting to clear out, just seeing a little bit of that light rainfall in the Woodlands now. But bring the umbrella if you're perhaps heading out the door to church right now. That heavy rain also coming down pretty hard in Sugar Land, Bel Air, starting to see it pick up at the moment along the coast. Even though the main line isn't there, we do have a batch of heavy rain pushing up toward Jamaica Beach and up toward the Galveston area. Very gusty winds right now, 30-mile-per-hour sustained winds. Temperatures starting to drop already in the 50s northwest of Houston. Break that sweater out. We do have much cooler temperatures in store by tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot. Some wonderful weekend weather to enjoy. A warming trend is upon us. We're sitting about 10 degrees warmer this morning compared to yesterday. You don't need the heavy winter coat anymore. Maybe a light sweater if you're stepping outside early this morning. Many of us now down in the 40s. A couple spots still in the 50s on the north side of town, sitting at 52 degrees. But on the south side in the upper 40s, 48 degrees. A couple spots in the low 40s. Wharton sitting at 42 degrees. Our friends in Cleveland up in Liberty County is sitting at 44. In Galveston, where we have some festivities going on today for Mardi Gras, sitting at 58 degrees, starting on the warm side. That's because winds are coming out of the south, bringing in a little bit of that heat, and you're going to feel a little more humidity in the air tomorrow, especially starting today. The humidity begins to climb, but temperatures getting warm today, radar staying quiet. So all in all, a fabulous day to get outdoors and enjoy. Fox Red Future Tracker showing no rain in sight over this weekend. The rain chances back in the forecast by Tuesday as a cold front comes through.
We've got great parades happening today and concerts all day long too, so it's looking good, right?
It is looking absolutely fabulous, Sally. I think the weather is going to draw some people out of their homes, maybe down to the coast to celebrate Mardi Gras today. We're going to warm up near 70 along the coast. It'll be just a couple degrees cooler in Galveston than it will be in Houston this afternoon, but still sunshine spilling in the sky. A few clouds later this afternoon, but sitting in the upper 60s through most of the afternoon. A little extra humidity building back in, and we are expecting some breezy conditions later this afternoon into the first part of the evening, but it is looking fantastic for any Mardi Gras celebrations. Want to show you a look at Moody Gardens right now. A few clouds beginning to build in the picture, but we'll still see some sunshine poking through, so no worries. In Houston, seeing full-on sunshine right now, an absolutely fabulous start to the day. Although it is a little chilly, you might want a light sweater if you're going to be outside early this morning. It's going to warm very fast though, especially inland where we'll make it past 70 degrees today. Right now along the coast sitting in the 50s. If you're in Sugar Land this morning, waking up to a temperature of 45 degrees. Also sitting in the 40s up in Montgomery and in Liberty County this morning. Now the heat and humidity are going to be building now through Monday. Then Tuesday, that's Groundhog Day by the way, a front coming through the area. That's going to bring 30s back to the forecast. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
At first, Meteorologist Lindsey Day is here with a quick check of your forecast. I had to look at the screen a couple times to make sure I was seeing that temperature right, but we're in the 60s this morning.
Or make sure you're seeing the time of day right.
Right, exactly, yeah, and the month and everything else.
Exactly,
yeah. Usually
this is the temperature in the middle of the afternoon this time of year. Yeah, and you know what? I had to blast my AC yesterday.
Ah, you finally did it. It was a good day if you had a convertible, which I don't, but if you were lucky one, you had to drop the top or open the sunroof.
Or a lot of people riding those bikes yesterday. Your daughter riding the bike yesterday, right? So all kinds of great weather yesterday, and today that is continuing. If you like the heat, you are in luck today. 77 degrees at 3 p.m. Is it really January? Tomorrow's February, but we are ending this month on a very warm note. A little bit of sunshine today, but a few clouds mixing in. The rain chances down very low. I think almost everyone stays dry, but I included a 10% chance because you might catch a quick sprinkle at some point during the day today. Of course, the warmth is not going to last forever. A big cool down coming by the end of this upcoming week. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Sally?
Let's send it over to Lindsey.
Thanks a lot. I can see that happening now. I can see them coming up with different Ken styles. We'll have to wait and see. I had a 3-foot Barbie when I was little. She was really 3 feet tall, so I wonder if they still make that. I'll have to go and check. But we got to talk about the weather. It's a warm start to the morning. The sun about to rise. Sunset time getting close to 6 o'clock. When I saw that yesterday, I said, uh-oh, I have to put up my room darkeners. Starting to set a little bit too late for my early bedtime. But it is going to be very warm through the day today, sitting in the mid-60s in Houston, some low 60s in spots. Katy is the one spot in the 50s this morning, sitting at 59 degrees. The warmer temperatures have to do with the southerly winds. They're a little bit breezy right now, and that's keeping the temperatures from falling too low at the current moment. Seeing 12-mile-per-hour sustained winds down along the coast in Galveston. Expect some light breezes out of the south for today, maybe around 15 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 20 miles per hour possible, but really today is going to be a beautiful day. If you want to make outdoor plans, 2 thumbs up for that. Warm temperatures to enjoy. You can rock the shorts and t-shirt today. We have a front entering into northern Texas. It's going to take its sweet time getting here, and then the cold air isn't going to arrive until Wednesday. So for today, a mix of sun and clouds with some southerly breezes, and that means a little extra humidity as we pull that moisture off the Gulf. By Tuesday, some showers are in the forecast. Nothing major, just some widely scattered showers. By Wednesday, the cold is here and the sunshine is out.
Let's check in right now with Lindsey, monitoring that cool down coming our way.
Yeah, Michelle, this is the day when the bosses get upset with you, but then the workers are excited that you're saying, Michelle said I can work from home today, right? Hey, the weather is transitioning today. It's kind of like a transition Tuesday. We have a cold front making moves through our area, and that's going to eventually bring a big cool down. The rainfall associated with this system and the moisture is going to mainly remain north and east of our area, where they'll be dealing with severe weather. Northeast of us, for us, the rainfall is actually moving out of the area. We didn't see a whole lot of rainfall from this system. You're going to feel the cooler temperatures overnight tonight, but in the meantime, still starting mild. You can get away with a t-shirt today. Sitting in the upper 60s on the south side of town. Pearland checking in at 68 degrees, 63 in Galveston. A couple of our cool spots are in the upper 50s, but today will still be relatively warm despite the fact that the winds have begun to transition. Kind of interesting, some of our winds coming out of the south, but as the front passes, it's bringing the winds out of the north. You're already feeling that dry air. I know when I was outside just a little bit ago, I could definitely feel the refreshing feeling in the air, and that will be continuing into the forecast for the rest of this week. So drying from west to southeast. It's going to be a mild day with temperatures peaking into the mid to upper 70s. Still around dinner time, sitting around 70 degrees with that lower humidity back in the forecast, and sunshine will eventually return by tomorrow. We have cold temperatures to end out our week. We're talking about near freezing up ahead. We'll talk all about that coming up in your full 7-day forecast.